Jake Ludington here at HP Discover, and I'm here with Don Randall, and we're talking flexible capacity. Right. What exactly does that mean?
So it's an offer from Technology Services, a services arm within Enterprise Group, and it's an offer that gives customers pay-per-use. So for capacity that's on-site, or in the new announcement in the HP Helium Public Cloud, they have a pool of capacity, and we set a baseline, and we provision equipment on-site, and as they dip into that equipment, their monthly payment can vary. So we really offer true pay-as-you-grow capacity in the monthly bill.
So that means if I have a data center, I can have some excess capacity in the data center if I need it, but I'm not paying for that capacity while it's sitting there?
Exactly. So think about if you have the normal process, you outlay an amount of capital, and you say provision a huge amount of storage in case you might need it, or servers that you might need in the future, and they sit idle, and you've used your capital and your operating budget for the year, but you're not using the equipment yet. So it's wasted capital. So you avoid that. And the other side, if you try to cut it pretty close on your capacity planning, and you have a need for instant capacity right away, but you need to have it on premise, you're really stuck with your provisioning cycle, your purchasing cycle. It can be months before you really get in what you need. So this avoids both of those extremes. You can get capacity right now, scale it instantly, or you can manage your capacity really closely, so you just pay for what you actually use. You have the ability to bill back to users, or just understand your cost structure really closely. The other thing that's really interesting, because if you're a service provider, for example, which has really been a popular use case for customers that are going into the service provider business or already service providers, you really start matching your cash flows. Cash flow in with your cash flow out on your capacity. So you're really charging customers per use, and your expenses are per use, and it's a very attractive offer. And in addition, it gives you the ability to say yes to a customer right away. Because if you've got that capacity sitting on site ready for them, you don't have to wait until you can actually provision what they need. You can just say yes.
So it actually, and that's a benefit that hadn't occurred to me, but that actually allows you to move faster with adding new customers or adding new services. Mm-hmm. If you have an organization that needs to deploy a new application or new database or something.
Yeah, exactly. What we're hearing is that over the last 5 years that enterprise customers have seen a huge velocity increase in the number of things the business wants to do and they want to do right now. So if I have to wait and get into a long development cycle and a long purchasing cycle to say yes, it's not as positive, and that's why people have gone to the external cloud. But really not all workloads are well suited to go into the public cloud for reasons of privacy or compliance or network latency or presence in a country. Some workloads need to stay where they are on premise or have the ability or the option to move into a public cloud.
Now, one of the things we were talking about off camera was that you have moved to a model of being able to charge per VM as well. How does that work?
Right, so just yesterday at HP Discover, we announced the ability to not only charge per network port or for terabytes of storage or for compute power or for software usage, HP software, but now we're going to be able to put that together per VM, much in the way that public clouds do. So it's pretty exciting, and the metering tool we use, the metering has the ability to do that. It's just a matter of plugging it into our financials, and so the monthly bill could be either way for a customer. And what that enables is to really think about this as a public cloud experience. And the cool thing that we also announced was the ability to, as part of that pool of capacity, to use the HP Helium Public Cloud. So you really have the ability now, especially if you're an OpenStack user, to take that workload and put it where it best fits according to your needs right now. And you're not really limited by any of the ideas that's public, this is on premise. So it's a pretty cool kind of furthering of our hybrid delivery options.
So this really allows the customer to focus on their core business and not have to think about the infrastructure.
Exactly. Just take that barrier out of the way.